Shocker is a 1989 horror slasher film directed by Wes Craven. It unfortunately isn't as celebrated as his other films such as Scream and A Nightmare on Elm Street, which is a little disappointing since despite the film's cheesiness, it's actually not a bad one. Anyway, let's take a look. The plot of this film revolves around a young man named Jonathan Parker, played by Peter Berg, who discovers that he has a psychic connection with a serial killer, Horace Pinker, played by Mitch Pileggi, who is known for playing a Special Agent Skinner on The X-Files, which, by the way, we'll be getting to that one soon, who hides during the day as a TV repairman. So, using this, he decides to get him caught and get him sent to the chair. But Horace knows who he is, and he isn't done yet. This film should be seen with little amount of knowledge as possible. It starts out surprisingly dark, but quickly builds up to one of the most insane horror climaxes I have ever seen. To keep it discreet, think of a combination between Uncle Howie and Child's Play. It's just so over the top and ridiculous that I can't help but enjoy it. The film doesn't take itself too seriously, but that's kind of a good thing. This is a silly film in the best possible way. I give the plot a B. Next is acting. The relationship between Peter Berg and Camille Cooper's characters felt very special. You could tell they really care about each other, and when something eventually happens to one of them, it really hits you since they may really make you care for the two of them, and I think that all has to do with their relationship. They just had so much chemistry. However, Mitch Pileggi was fucking amazing as Horace Pinker. He created possibly one of the most menacing slasher villains in cinema. I mean, holy shit, this character is a straight-up sadist. And the way Pileggi portrayed him was terrifyingly great because he just really got into it. Like his character just seemed like he was just getting some satisfaction out of killing people, which is really the most horrifying thing about Craven's villains. Anyway, I give acting an A. Finally, directing. Wes Craven once again provides us with a horror film with a very fun premise, yet surprisingly menacing execution. I mean, as silly as it sounds, the villain gains the ability to visit people via their television. That is how vulnerable the victims in this film are. At least with Elm Street, all you had to do really was not fall asleep, but with this, he could come without warning. Craven also does a fairly good job of balancing horror with humor since Horace has a hilariously dark wit to him. I give directing a B+. Overall, Shocker is a lot of fun. Despite the parallels, no one should go into this expecting something as groundbreaking or as eerie as A Nightmare on Elm Street. It's just a good old-fashioned slasher flick with a witty charm to it. I give Shocker a B+. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and sub for more content.